Hey guys, it's Brett, and today I am making the last video I will do for yo-yoing. I am going to retire from yo-yoing, and when I say retire from yo-yoing, I mean I am going to retire uh, from making yo-yo videos, yo-yo posts, any forum involvement, any Facebook posts, stuff like that. I really just don't want to yo-yo for the community's enjoyment anymore. Um, So I thought I would make this video to kind of celebrate uh, what I've done over the last 5 years and a little bit of information about what's going on. Um, when I started a yo-yo, just like anybody, it was for your own enjoyment. It was for your own personal time to waste, I guess. Whatever. It was just fun. And being the type of person I am, no matter what hobby I've ever gotten into, I've always tried to help. I've always tried to be part of the community. I've always tried to further the community. If it was from tutorials or just pictures, I was always involved in the community. And the same thing went for the yo-yo, and I started making tutorials. And they were pretty rough. Some were bad. Some of them were even wrong. But I felt like I wanted to be part of something in this community, so I kept making these tutorials, and I received a lot of slack from a lot of people. In the beginning, I weathered a lot of hate from people. I just came on really strong. I was a new guy. People were like, "Who the hell is this guy making tutorials all the time, posting so much?" And it wasn't accepted friendly. It was very, very rough at first. But I knew that people would come along. They would see that I'm trying to do something good, and I gained a lot of followers. And I still also had a lot of people that continued to hate on me for what I was doing because I was getting recognized, um, and they weren't. I guess it's usually a good reason to hate. And I wasn't that good, but I was getting recognized because of the amount of information and things I was putting out there. I was putting out, 3, 4, 5 videos a week of basically breakdowns and tutorials and stuff. And from there, I started to get recognized by a lot of people. I got accepted by a lot of people, and they enjoyed what I did. So I continued to do that, which eventually caught the eye of David and Sean at One Drop. And through David and Sean, the camera that I'm using, which I'm going to go into a little bit about that later on, would have never happened if it wasn't for them. So a huge amount of gratitude for what I've done not only goes to me, but also goes to David and Sean, because without them, I would never have the equipment to do what I was doing. So I caught their eye, and they seen what I was doing, and they had a lot of faith in what I was doing, and they eventually offered me a sponsorship. And it just grew and grew and grew. I was putting out tutorial after tutorial. I was putting out video after video. I was just doing yo-yo non-stop. It was just crazy. I was so into it, as some people, know. And I just loved what I was doing. I was having a great time. I was enjoying what I was doing. I was throwing to learn new stuff. I just learned and learned and learned, and then filmed and filmed and filmed. And that went on for a good 3.5 years. Um, and I think I know I have over 4,000 some followers on YouTube. I know I have over 2 million some views on YouTube. I don't know the exact numbers, but it's crazy. And I know I have almost like 850 some videos on YouTube. I made High Speed Yo-Yo, which was a website that kind of put a bunch of these tutorials together, so anybody that was looking could easily find if they were having problems with the trick. Not so much, this is how you do it, but it was more of a companion to most of the other tutorials that were out there, that you had a high-speed breakdown of it. So If, say, Andre's tutorials was which I learned from, um, over from YoYo Expert, I didn't have that high-speed breakdown to see it done slowly. I just basically had to go off of what Andre was telling me, so I couldn't see some stuff. Obviously, no tutorial is perfect. So I wanted to build something that had a companion to those tutorials so you could see it nice and slow. And High Speed Yo-Yo took off, and it got an incredible amount of views each month. And it really, still to this day, I just got the web reports, gets tons of views. So a high-speed yo-yo was built. Now, not only did I have this incredible YouTube channel with all these videos, but I also had a separate channel with all the high-speed yo-yo stuff. And that really took off, and that got 2 million some views and stuff like that on that channel. And that was really cool. Then I opened up the high-speed yo-yo store. And that's where things kind of took a turn. I always talk to David at One Drop about how I wanted to open a store and this and that, and I finally did it. You know, I had funding from my friend that works at the shoe store, or owns the shoe store, and we went out to conquer the world. That's where I kind of seen the darker side of yo-yoing, with, you know, manufacturers and things like that. And that's kind of where things took a turn and kind of took a little of the excitement and fun out of the yo-yo. At first it was good, you know, we had full ability to get all these different manufacturers, but as time went on, manufacturers would start to say, oh, we'll get you this, and then never did. And then some manufacturers refused to sell to you. A couple of them, I even went as far as trying to give them a 1-year contract, that I would buy this amount of yo-yos per month, guaranteed for a year. I would give them that, and they still wouldn't sell to you. And if you don't have some of these manufacturers, it became really hard to become competitive. And that's, like I said, the darker side of the yo-yo hobby, which a lot of people don't know. Some of the people that own stores know exactly what I'm talking about. So we decided that since I can't get full support from some of these manufacturers to sell their products, you know, I can't just be the guy that's going to take a chance on all these new younger companies without having some established companies to sell. We decided to close High Speed Yo-Yo. And that hurt, because that was my baby, and it was sort of a failure, but the failure wasn't put on me. It was just I couldn't get the product that we needed to sell. And that kind of hurt a little bit. So I moved on, and I met up with Jacob Gross, and we decided, you know, well, what we're going to do is we're going to make our own yo-yos that we wanted to make. And G2 was formed, or G squared, I should say. Don't want to get another lawsuit. I'm not going to go into the lawsuit because it's just dumb. But on the second day that we said we were going to form a company, we had a cease and desist letter from a company basically trying to bully us. I'm not going to get into that because that's just shady and it's dark and it doesn't need to be aired. But it did happen. So G squared was formed, and we made the Albatross, which instantly became a hit, and everybody loved that yo-yo, and I still love that yo-yo to this day. And we made Nessie, which was another incredible design, and everything went really, really well. And then that's when things got really dark in my personal life. I started having a lot of financial problems, a lot of health problems. My hours got cut at where I was working, and things really started getting backed up. And that caused a lot of tension between me and Jake at the time, because, you know, Jake's a very smart kid. He has a very good job. His wife has a good job. And my financial problems were trickling into G squared, and it became an issue. And it became an ongoing issue that, you know, brought tension. And anytime you have tension in any sort of relationship, if it's business or if it's a personal relationship or with your girlfriend or boyfriend or whatever, tension's not good, and it causes problems. And right before the Triton drawing was handed to One Drop to do the manufacturing, is when me and Jake split, and it got ugly. And a lot of his ugliness was due out of just raw emotions on both sides, and a lot of things were said that wouldn't be said or shouldn't be said. And that really, between that and the high-speed yo-yo failure and my personal life and my health issues, I'm having a lot of problems with my back. Um, my job, I really went into a dark place. And, instead of like a lot of you say, oh, pick up a yo-yo, it'll make you feel happy. Well, the yo-yo was kind of what was making me unhappy, so I was running away from that yo-yo instead of picking it up. And it kind of just didn't want to deal with the yo-yo. I didn't want to see a yo-yo. I didn't want to talk about it. I didn't want to do anything with it. And I just started going into a darker and darker place. And so I finally left my job at the shoe store to do this new job, and I wound up hurting my back again. And I was out of work for, I don't know, I think it was 3 months, and bills were piling up already from only working 20 hours, with whatever amount of money coming in to having no money coming in, and things just got really, really desperate for me. And that's kind of where we're at today. I just went back to work. I've been there for a few months. I've kind of started to get caught up, and now my back is hurt again. And it's not looking too good. Right now I'm in an incredible amount of pain, but that's where we're at. And I decided now is the time to basically, let's try to go out. I wish I would have thought of this earlier, done this earlier, on a high note where everybody still respects what I've done. You can see all the videos. I'm going to leave everything there. High Speed Yo-Yo has been given to Tony and Cody over at YoYo Community to do whatever they want with it. I gave that to them because I really believe in what they're doing, and I want them to have that, so they can basically have that traffic. They can do whatever they want with it. But I'm still going to yo-yo. But like I said, it's not going to be in the community's eye anymore. It's not going to be on for the community's enjoyment. It's going to try and bring it back for my enjoyment. So I'm not going to be making any more videos. No more Facebook related posts. It's just going to be stuff done locally like it was in the beginning with my friends. And that's where I want to be. I'm glad to report that me and Jake from G Squared have buried the hatchet, and we are all the way into talking to each other again, and trying to renew that friendship that we kind of both knew we did stuff that was wrong. And that's good, because I really do miss Jake. He was a really good friend to me, and we had a lot of good times. So it's good to renew that friendship with him, and try to work on personal levels of what I need to do. I need to get my health back in shape. That's really, really been having a problem with that. And like I said, right now, doing this video, I am in horrendous pain with my back. But I'm trying to get through that. I am going to do something that's kind of odd. At the end of this video, you will be able to find a link on eBay if you search Ibanezcollector. One word, Ibanezcollector. I'm going to be putting up the camera that I recorded every video with, including this one. It'll come with a tripod and everything I used to record those 850 some videos and all the videos for High Speed Yo-Yo. Someone will be able to have this camera. I want it to go to someone that's kind of carry on the tradition of what I've done. This camera's got some really good mojo to it, and I just want someone to have it. And basically it's going to help me financially, but also I want someone to have a part of the history of what I've done and what I've accomplished. So you'll be able to find a link for that to go to eBay, and you can bid on it. I'm also going to put up the last 2 yo-yos I have, for anybody that wants to buy a yo-yo. I have a Stampede and I have a Toxic Hazmat. Those are also going to go up on eBay just as an auction to try to help me out whatever can happen. And that's basically where we're at. I'm retiring. I'm basically just, like I said, I want to do it for my own personal enjoyment. I need to rebuild my love for the yo-yo. I need to rebuild my friendships that were broken with, like, say, Jake. I need to continue with my friendships that I have with Jake Willis and Grant Klein, which are 2 of my best friends in the world. I want to rebuild all that fun that I used to have. I need to restart that, and I need to restart it on a small scale with just local friends, and not be in the community's eye anymore, or yo-yoing for your pleasure versus my own. So, with that, guys, I just want to say I love you all. You've done just incredibly awesome by following me and being a part of my life for the last 5 years. But I am retiring as of today. So I hope you guys all take care, and I'll see you when I see you.